For now, though, we're going to have a look at what's making headlines in the French press with Florence Vigneault.
Hello,
Good morning, Florence. We're going to have a look then at the French newspapers this morning. Of course, a lot of focus on the Greek debt drama.
That's right, especially 2 days to go until that much anticipated referendum. Lots of papers are saying that never has the possibility of a Grexit, so a Greek exit from the Eurozone, seemed so close. Le Figaro asks the million-dollar question today, is the Grexit something to actually be afraid of? Well, according to Le Figaro, experts and politicians are really divided over what's actually at stake if there were to be a Grexit, as they're calling it. Well, Le Figaro in its editorial says this is really a high-risk gamble that's happening for Europe. Sure, there would be a certain satisfaction in getting rid of the ball and chain that is Greece for Europe, but that would mean actually admitting that there are cracks in the Eurozone, and there would also be the risk of a domino effect in other Eurozone countries. So you can see here Le Figaro saying that Europe is playing quitte au double. It's playing all or nothing. And the business paper, Les Echos today, really agrees with this. If we take a look at their front page, they're saying that this Greek vote is really going to be decisive for Europe as a whole.
Now, one paper giving its full support to the Greek people is the communist paper, l'Humanité.
That's right. We've been seeing a lot of Greek bashing over the week, a lot of Alexis Tsipras bashing as well. Well, l'Humanité throughout the week has been giving its full support to the Greek prime minister and his decision to hold a referendum. What you can see here is actually the front page that's saying they support the Greek resistance. And what l'Humanité has is actually a list of very high-profile people, including a lot of high-profile economists who support the referendum. Now, among them, there's the French economist Thomas Piketty that we heard a lot about over the last year because of his best-selling book. But there's also the American economist Joseph Stiglitz. Now, in its editorial, l'Humanité puts its money on the no camp winning the referendum on Sunday. But what's interesting is l'Humanité says this is actually unlikely to lead to a Grexit. What a no-win would mean, it would mean that Greece would actually have a lot more power at the negotiation table. Now, what is sure, according to l'Humanité, is when Europe wakes up on Monday, it's going to be a very new Europe.
Now, speaking of a new Europe, Florence, many people are calling on the EU to learn the lessons of this crisis.
That's right. If we go back to the business paper Les Echos, they have an editorial that says that the arm wrestling match with Athens has really brought three major European failures to light. First of all, an absence of leadership, an absence of innovation, and thirdly, an absence of political vision. And this absence of political vision is also being treated in the Huffington Post today. There's actually a petition that says that this Greek waste has shown the limits of the current Eurozone governance. It's incapable of making strong decisions. And the Huffington Post has a petition of high-profile Euro deputies, but also general citizens who say we want Europe to take a real political direction.
Now, we're going to move on to French politics. Yesterday, Florence, a court overturned the suspension of Jean-Marie Le Pen from the National Front.
That's right. Now, 2 months ago, Jean-Marie Le Pen, so the man who founded the National Front, was, kicked out of his own party after making some very, very controversial comments about the Holocaust, comments that sparked a very public falling out with his daughter, Marine Le Pen, the leader of the National Front. So yesterday, this court in Nanterre said that his suspension actually violated the party's internal rules. So he's recovered his card, his National Front card, but also his status as honorary president. Now, the Huffington Post says this is a very symbolic victory, that what it really shows is his determination to stay in the game despite efforts from his daughter to sideline him.
Now, papers, of course, calling this a symbolic victory for Monsieur Le Pen.
A symbolic victory, that's right. But what's interesting is the National Front is actually going to have the final word in this, if you will. Party members have until July 10th to vote on new rules that would include actually stripping Jean-Marie Le Pen of this honorary president for life title. But let's just end on one story that's getting a lot of attention here in France as well. And this is the story of a puppet show, a very, very dear puppet show to many French people's hearts. This is Les Guignols de l'Info. It's actually being threatened to be axed, actually, this year. This is the Canal Plus television channel. The man who runs the channel, Vincent Bolloré, he wants to cut this show, but it's a show that's very dear to a lot of people's hearts. It's a satirical political show. Lots of people want to keep it around, especially in the wake of the Charlie hebdo attack. So there's actually a petition. If you know the Les Guignols and you want to save the Guignols, you can sign this petition online to save this very, very dear political show.
To save the puppets. Thank you very much indeed, Florence Villeminot, with a look there at the headlines this morning in the French press.